Oh boy. Modern trucks are too fucking big. Part of my language right off the bat, but it's the truth. Just trying to park your average full-size pickup is an exercise in stupidity. I know some of you are like, I just learned to drive it. It's shitty boy. Like, whatever, that's fine. I like trucks a lot, and big trucks are fun. But out here on the trail, I want something a little bit tighter, a little bit more nimble, a little bit lighter, a little bit more, maybe, well, not efficient. We'll get to that in a minute. Just something that's flingable and flickable and fun. Still makes good noise and does all the proper stuff. That's why this truck right here is fantastic. This is the Ford Ranger Raptor. This is the one we've been waiting for if you're a fan of the Ranger, because there's been Ranger Raptors elsewhere that we haven't gotten. We have the F-150 Raptor, which is a blast. The Bronco Raptor, or Braptor, is just a hilarious good time. This though, this thing is fantastic. And part of it comes down to the price, but I'll get to that in a minute too. First, let's talk about the looks of this thing. This thing looks proper. It looks like a tougher Raptor, and that's exactly what you want out of a Ranger Raptor. It's a little bit wider, it's beefier. At the corners, you have those good-looking wheels wrapped on KO3 tires. So this has the new ones, the KO3s, they're 33-inch tires. Tucked behind those wheels, you notice the Fox 2.5 shocks. So it's comfortable out here. It's got all the different drive modes: Baja mode, comfort mode, sport mode. So it's good on road too. But back to looks. I mean, I would never buy a black vehicle after owning my Jag that I had for a bit. I had an '86 Jag sedan. Looks cool. As soon as you turn your head after watching it, it's covered in dust. That's less of an issue on this one, I guess, though, because this looks better covered in dirt and dust. Basically, the entire time it's been in my driveway, I've had it dirty. I'm gonna wash it after this because I gotta give it back tomorrow, but this is one of those things that looks right filthy. Every Raptor looks right filthy. On the inside, the seats are very comfortable. I don't mind the vertical orientation screen here. You know, Ford kind of kicked those off with the Mach-E, and then it's filtered into the rest of the lineup. Looks good. CarPlay looks nicely laid out. And then any CarPlay vehicle, or any vehicle that's off-road capable and also has CarPlay, I love the integration of Onyx if you use that app for off-road trails. But I got my music up, I got my map up, I got all this stuff. The digital gauge cluster ahead of me is easy to see. You can change the colors based on the modes you're in and all that stuff. It could use more room in the back seat because, you know, it's still a Ranger, and I don't know if you could sit behind me. Over here on the passenger side, it's fine. So just, you know that accordingly if you're trying to stuff these full of people. If it's just a couple people you got to put in here, perfect. We also got a B&O sound system, so the music sounds, good enough, and it sounds pretty nice. Paddle shifters are nice and easy to reach on the steering wheel. You can grab them, which is good because I hate the 10-speed. I still hate the 10-speed. I haven't really liked it in any Ford product I've driven. You just kind of deal with it. 8 would be enough. We don't need 10 here, especially because this isn't getting good fuel economy. But let me talk about power first, powertrain. So under the hood, same setup as the Bronco Raptor. It's a 3-liter twin-turbo V6. Here it makes 405 horsepower versus the 418 of the Braptor, and I've read that that's pretty much just because of exhaust plumbing. This has a longer run for its exhaust. This is quicker than the Braptor to 60 though, because it weighs almost 400 pounds less. So that's kind of an edge to this thing, really. So the running gear is excellent. All the different drive modes are nice. Pop it into Baja mode. It'll try to shift into fourth, but you can tell it you want to keep it in two, so you can do sendy, slidey, rear wheel drive stuff and have fun. But all the modes are intelligent enough. And then on top of that, this has a rear locker and a front locker. It's dual locked, which is just awesome if you're gonna take this onto anything technical. There is a rock crawl mode. To access that front locker, I believe you need to be in rock crawl mode, whereas the rear locker you can access in Baja and off-road mode. And then it's just a button press in the menu. And I've used it out here on the trail and they work great. This thing crawled up some stuff pretty effortlessly, which is always, you know, good to know. But so this is like a dual natured kind of off-roader in that it's good in the fast stuff and it's nice on the tighter, more technical stuff, which you can't really say about the F-150 Raptor because it's a pig out here. It is a blast. It's hilarious. Your trail better be wide or you're scratching the shit out of it everywhere you go. This is so much better sized and I can park it without I fit in the lines every time. It's great. Some people learn to park. Like, make all the jokes you want. A Raptor is a bitch to park. This is not. This is comfortable. I'm comfortable up here. It's comfortable at speed. Like I said, I don't love the 10 speed. You can shift it yourself. Otherwise, like when you want, if it's in drive and you're on the highway and you want to come down a gear, it responds enough, but it has to go like so far down when you hit the throttle in terms of shifting. It's just not, things could be better. Everything else about this, I love. The KO3s are fantastic, which I'm happy to report because I'll eventually want them for my vehicle when they come out in like 20 years, whatever their crazy, stupid launch schedule is for those tires. But I mean, you just, it's like I said, it's so right sized. You get a little bit of open space in the trail here, which normally you don't do, but it's dead empty and it's hot as hell out, so no one else is out here. It just is 99 right now. I love this truck. I'm a huge fan. I wish I was out in the desert going 100, but we're here climbing the trails of Maple Spring Truck Trail. So one thing I alluded to at the beginning though is part of the reason why this is so incredible is the price. I'm not gonna talk markups. Hopefully markups are dying right now because nobody's buying cars. This, as tested, because there aren't really any options, this is $58,000. I know that's a lot of money, but in terms of where cars cost today, it's not. And that's, you know, sad state of the auto industry, but also like, this is amazing what you're getting for $58,000. I know people who are happy to have only paid like $110 for a Bronco Raptor. And the Bronco Raptor is badass, no doubt about it. But I mean, this can do everything that Bronco Raptor can do. And it's lighter, so it's technically quicker. And I'm just really impressed that for $58,000, this truck is this good. I didn't think it was gonna be bad, but I'm impressed at just how damn good it is. I've walked up stuff, I've gone quick and stuff, I've hauled ass down the highway. So my only complaint is, besides the 10 speed, fuel economy. I've been driving off-road, but I've also been doing a fair mix of highway and just around town, and I'm hovering between 11.5 and 12 miles per gallon. That's fucking terrible. That is terrible fuel economy. When I was in the Land Cruiser a week ago, everyone's like, oh my God, you're only getting 17? I'm not even getting anywhere close to that. And yes, I have it in R mode. You can, with these Raptor vehicles, there's an R mode where it's an individual driving mode. And it's not like I have the drivetrain in some crazy Baja mode just because I don't love the way the 10-speed just holds gears too long in that mode. I just have the exhaust in Baja because you gotta. I have the suspension in Baja because you gotta. But then I have the steering in Comfort. The drivetrain itself is the same, is normal. So I should be doing better. Now, granted, I'm climbing up this stuff. I'm on and off the throttle, which isn't great. But like I said, I drove this. I started to drive the other day. I was at 11.5. I picked up a buddy. We went to the hand-built show in LA, a pretty cool car show, cars and motorcycles. And that's almost all freeway. And I got it to climb to like 12.2. That's wildly bad. I wasn't even like driving like my normal dickhead self on the highway either, because we were having conversation. I was just, doing a tiny bit over the speed limit, which in LA means you're going too slow. So it should have been, I mean, like at least 15, 16. What the fuck? I'm gonna get that out of my mind though, because I mean, I got to tell you about it. The fuel economy, the gearbox. You know what? This could use a bit more brake as well. There are times when this doesn't stop like a regular Ranger just because it's got the bigger rotating mass at each corner and there's more power generated and all that stuff. So you got to recalibrate your head a little bit that like, oh, I got to get on the brakes. It could use more bite. It could use more stopping power. I'm curious if there's like some Ford performance upgrades or just aftermarket solutions to give it more brake. But it's not, the brakes aren't a deal breaker for me. None of it is a deal breaker for me. I could learn to live with the 10-speed. I would, because of my job, I would write off my fuel in my taxes because my fuel bill will be expensive. But the price is amazing. The performance is fantastic. I think it looks great. Ford crushed it on this one. I love this truck. This thing's fantastic.